Podcast. I'm Jared Palmer.
And I'm Ken Wheeler. And today on the podcast, we have our very special friend and one of my favorite folks, well, in the whole world, Pete
Yeah.
Piekarczyk. How are you, Pete?
What's up, everyone? Hey, thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming. That's what she
So,
said.
yeah, exactly. So while we let people sort of trickle in here, and we'll do the check of whether or not this actually went out on the interwebs properly.
Ooh, look at this fancy boy.
Let's see. It did. Oh, it did, and it even got your name right. Wonderful. So We'll do that. We got 10 people. We can see this little counter going. It's phenomenal. We love this little counter.
Fuck yeah. Are we allowed to swear?
We're on Twitter. We're on Periscope, Twitch, all the things. So we'll let people trickle in.
Jared, what are you sipping on here?
Oh, we should do a little drink check while we wait. I have run out of like the finer alcohol. I mean, not this is bad alcohol. It's like I have to say Mammoth, the full size Jack Daniel.
Way too sweet for me.
Damn,
too sweet. Yeah. I'm trying to go through all of the liquor at the in like all of the liquor in the
liquor hutch.
Yes, exactly.
Speaking of that Jack Daniels, it was Jay Phelps' birthday yesterday, and that reminded me of Magnolia JS with that Jack Daniels backstage.
That was fantastic. Yeah, me and Jay went out to like some gas station or some shit and picked up some Jack Daniels and then brought it back to the speaker room. There was a fucking tornado happening at the time. So we get back and everyone is fucking huddled in a hallway. It was bananas.
Nice. All right, well, we'll let people trickle in or whatever, and let's just get this show on the road. So we'll do the.
I'm drinking Lagunitas.
Oh, very nice.
And Maker's Mark. Yeah,
that's a good combination. How does that work? You just chase one with the other?
I mean, so what I've been doing the last couple of weeks is I had all fall October-y kind of beers, like German beer and shit. And then before that I had White Claw. And the problem is I've been having to piss. That's hilarious.
It's hilarious.
So I've been having I've been having to piss like a fucking racehorse every episode.
All right, so
liquor
Kenny,
helps that. Yeah.
We gotta do the intro again because I didn't fucking press record on Zencastr because I'm an amateur.
Jesus Christ.
What a idiot. All right. So we just got to do Peter's intro so we can do it for the actual recording. So anyways, it's fine because people are just trickling in anyway. So one more time with feeling, as they say.
All right.
All right. So welcome to the Undefined Podcast. I'm Jared Palmer.
And I'm Ken Wheeler. And here today on our show, we have a special guest that is my very good friend, Peter Piekarczyk. Pete, how's it going?
What's up, everyone? Thank you so much for having me on the show today.
Thank you for coming.
Really, it's just Peter in my mind. You're kind of it's like Cher. It's like you're Peter in my mind. That's it. You're just Peter. Because I don't even attempt to pronounce your last name.
If anybody said Peter, I'd assume it was this Peter.
Exactly. You're just Peter. Let's say Dan Abramov is Dan. This is Peter.
So we know Peter very well, but the folks at home, some might not.
No
Peter,
idea.
Can you tell the folks, why the fuck you're sitting here on video chat right now?
Cool. So my name's Peter Piekarczyk. Pies, Cars, and Chicks is the best way to remember it, or just Peter. That works for me too. I am the co-founder and CTO of Draftbit. And Draftbit is this tool that helps teams build mobile apps visually. I am biased, but it's pretty fucking sick. People are building some really interesting things. We are a tool that basically generates mobile apps. Just go to our website, you scan a QR code, and just start dropping your way to whatever you want to build. Before that, I was big in the React Native world. Believe it or not, I'm Expo's first user. I think, Ken, were you there at React Rally when Charlie and I built the first Expo app in 45 minutes? I think you were, but you might have.
No, that might have been the React Rally prior.
Oh, okay. Anyway, that's who I am. I'm based in Chicago, and just living the COVID life.
How is Chicago right now?
It's fine, I guess. Or I mean, I guess not, because I just found out that there's like an uptick of like 70% COVID here, and people are kind of like freaking out. All the restaurants just got locked down again, so it's like we're back to square one.
Jeez.
Yeah,
A lot of seamless going on.
Yeah, for sure.
What's the place with the Italian beef?
The Italian beef, Mr.
Ken's
Beef,
house?
Portillo's.
Portillo's.
Ken's house.
It's
Yeah, that's right.
The Italian beef.
Hey, 100% chief. Ah.
All right, so I guess we should just kill the elephant in the room. Is that no, Peter is not Adam Wathan, because fuck Tailwind. Adam bailed on us. He's sick. So Adam, if you're listening, get well soon. You motherfucker. But we're very happy because actually this isn't Peter's first time on the podcast. It's the first time. It's the first time you've all heard Peter on the podcast, but it's not his first time ever recording the Undefined podcast. We had the very famous, infamous, I should say, unreleased episode with Evan Bacon.
The deleted episode.
The deleted episode, which we will
deleted that
never
computer,
release.
right?
We will. I have it on my computer. We will never release that.
It doesn't exist anymore, right?
Right. It doesn't exist. Right.
I felt like I had to behave myself this time around. I was like, oh fuck, we can't. Like,
well, you're live, so
not recorded this time around. So
right, exactly. So this is the re-record. We always do it, but minus the like day drinking that we had that you and I did before. But anyways,
what a wild time.
Grand old time. Sorry, Peter. So Draftbit's like it's no code, low code. How would you? Is it which one is what is it? Like, were you no code or low code? Low code.
I don't even know. It's one of the, call it what you want it, but it's no code if you want it to be, and it's low code if you want it to be, right? Like we're sort of like an onion. You can peel back the complexity. You start with like not coding at all, right? You literally, like I said, you show up, you go to a browser, you don't have to set anything up on your computer. You scan a QR code, right? Shout out to Expo. We work pretty closely together on all that stuff. And then you just start, dropping in components. Anything that you could do in React Native, you could do in Draftbit.
It's pretty sick.
Yeah.
It's actually really fucking sick. Have you played with it, Jared?
Yeah, I have. It's
unbelievable.
It seems like it saves. I would and I like about a year ago now. I was gonna build a like a fitness like a food like a meal planning or no like calorie tracking app, like a better MyFitnessPal, because it's got MyFitnessPal is kind of like a ratchet UI. Anyways, like I went to go like code like Expo from scratch, which is really the first. I mostly work on React, like React DOM, React on the web, and so it was like definitely like fun to jump back into React Native after not having tried React Native for like 2 years since like whatever. But yeah, like just that shit, like just doing the basics, you have to do so much. I mean, obviously it's super powerful, but it definitely seems like. Then I play with Draftbit like a couple months later, and like I'd say Draftbit saves. Maybe like weeks to a month, depending on your situation. Like if you're just like a person, like a single dude or person just trying to make a little thing. Certainly like for like laying out like navigation. I feel like it's super powerful there. I haven't played with the most recent version, but tell us a little bit like what the like where users are using it and like how.
People are building all sorts of crazy shit. Like
can you say this? Can you say that thing?
See, I'm not sure if I can, but you know, right? Like I don't know if I can, so I won't. But people are building, like literally any type of app you can dream of. They're publishing PWAs from it. We've got a one-click publish.
Wait. So it goes to web?
Yeah, it goes to web too.
When the fuck did you do that?
I didn't know it went to web. Wait, what?
Yeah, it goes to web. So we're publishing straight up PWAs. There's a button you can press and draft it at any given time, and then like 30 seconds later, you have a full-on website.
Wait, what?
When the fuck did you add that?
Is that all React Native Web?
Yeah, it's all React Native Web.
Dude, wow.
Yeah,
wow.
Pretty thick. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Fucking A, man.
Is that enabled because Evan did like a lot of the work and you just like?
Yep.
Yeah. Shout out to fucking Mr. Evan Bacon.
Yeah, Evan is great. The whole Expo team is great. Like I said, we work pretty closely together on that stuff, and it's been a really great I mean, obviously we have to, switch some things around and make it work inside Draftbit and stuff, but for the most part, it has been a really great experience. People love PWAs.
So, like, what are the hard parts? Like, where is the system? Like, or like where do you see people dropping off, or like where do they end up going to when they need more? Like, do they eject? Like, how do you like? Doesn't solve everything, right? Or maybe it does. I don't know. Like, how does code work with it?
Well, so for starters, people eject when they want to, right? Like
Okay.
you can just like export all of your code's project. Um, so that's like step one. Step two, like we don't do stuff like GraphQL or Firebase yet. Those are two things that people are super excited about. They're the top two most voted things that we're going to be talking about soon. We just support REST for now. Believe it or not, a lot of people in Draftbit still use REST. So that's like our main way of doing things. You drop in like a fetch endpoint, like you hook up a service, and you're good to go. Some of the things that Draftbit falls short on, push notification, camera, AR, VR stuff, right? There are some more like complex things, like for example, Lottie and animations. We don't do any of that stuff. And maybe we will one day, but for now, like we haven't really, it hasn't been a concern. Like 80% of apps, which is like a flat list of data and then like some sort of detailed view and like save to cart, ecom, lists, stores, all those things you can do inside Draftbit. But some of the more complex stuff you can't yet. So,
Got it. I mean, it makes all the sense in the world. It sounds like still pretty like seriously powerful. Ken, you were a React Native dabbler. More than that.
More than a dabbler. I've used the shit in prod at Walmart, and that was fucking early at that. And then did quite a bit of things with Expo. I really enjoyed React Native. Unfortunately, I haven't written the shit in like a year and a half. Just because I don't have to for work. I know that one particular department of the business uses it, but mine doesn't. So I haven't had a professional reason to use it, but I've played around and shit. Like, what's new with React Native these days, Peter? Like, you probably have a more of a fucking finger on the pulse of that shit.
It's funny because I haven't, because of work, haven't written a mobile app by hand in like a year either. Get it? Because Draftbit does it for me.
This guy.
I mean, it's all like full sail ahead, right? Like, I think, shout out to, like I said, again, Expo and Software Mansion too. They've been, like for those that have been like on the border or are, skeptical of React Native, they've been doing a super great job of like making everything native, super fluid, right? Super nice APIs to work with. So like outside of like Draftbit making that easier for you, the platform itself is just like much faster. And a lot of the things that you used to do before that with your JavaScript are now like native elements, right? Like React Navigation, for example, is all native.
Really?
Use the gesture handler
Fuck
library.
out of here! Really?
Yeah, it's cool.
I mean, I think the what's like the next thing in React Native though? Like, what's the like? Is that what is it? Fiber? What is it? Fiber?
Is Fiber still a thing? I forgot. Like that was so long ago. So hyped up for the web world. I don't know anything about Fiber for React Native. Probably,
Is it? Was it? No, it was. What was it? What were they trying to do with the bridge? They were like trying to make it sync, right?
Yeah. I think all that stuff's been done now. Like there was this whole like what do they call it? Like Slim Core or whatever. Like now everything from the React Native package lives in separate repos, all in the React Native community. Things like like they had like a slider built in, async storage, all that stuff that used to live directly inside React Native is out. And so that, like the initial size, if you don't need shit, it's not there.
So do you still write all the Draftbit in Reason?
Yeah.
Do you use Reason ML? Tell the folks, like first for those listening, tell people what Reason ML is, and then also like why. Give us the pitch on the Reason ML and like why.
Yeah. So for starters, I'll say it's called Rescript now. A Rescript is what you want to use.
Ken, we are out of it. Fuck.
Yeah. You guys are kind of dumb.
Wait. Rescript is the JavaScript shit, but that's not Reason ML.
Yeah, but now, like for all intents and purposes, it's Rescript, right?
Really? Script and
Reason. Even native targets. Like
no, so that's Reason, right? That's Reason is just native targets specific.
Yeah. Like easy shit is all still Reason ML.
So the Reason ML is like the systems backend part, and then they combine like buckle script, ReasonML, and React into one thing.
Yeah, called Rescript. It was pretty confusing, right? Like even in this scenario, like wait, what's going on, right? Like if you tried using Reason from scratch, you'd have to figure out what the fuck buckle script is, how does React work with that, all those things. So now they just like did a complete rebranding. It's called Rescript. It's pretty fucking sick. But before I dive into that, Reason is is this language that looks very similar to JavaScript. That's super type safe and very fast and powerful. It was created by the React creator Jordan Walk, right? Jordan Walk came out with Reason, and it was actually before React was released to the public. It was written in standard ML, which is like OCaml, which is what Reason is now. Messenger.com, like I don't know how much I can say about what Facebook does with it, but there's a lot going on internally and now a lot externally too. Lots of companies are picking up on it. It's always been like a point of tension, I guess, right? Because everyone's like, why aren't you using TypeScript, right? But when it comes to Reason, it does make things easier.
Dude, I would take fucking Reason over TypeScript any day of the week. So just to dive a little bit deeper on what Reason is, right? It's OCaml, and OCaml, the language, has this shit PPX, which is like built-in Babel kind of shit, where you can write like a new syntax for it, right? Did you see that? I forget who did it. I think maybe was it Jared who did that, where it was like a fucking Lisp for Reason or whatever that was. But yeah, you could write like yeah, and then so it's like a JavaScripty, but I guess from what I've been told, like being JavaScripty wasn't even an explicit goal, but it's a JavaScripty type.
They've made it look more like
syntax
JavaScript
extension
over the years.
Yeah, it did just unintentionally. Right? They weren't like they weren't like Jordan wasn't like, I want to make this look like JavaScript, right? But like the improvements that he made with the syntax extension ended up being JavaScriptier, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And the type system is the fucking shit.
It's literally game changing what it does to your productivity. I think Draftbit's secret sauce is Reason, and now like we'll go with Rescript. Rescript does look like JavaScript, except you get like insane type safety. So for example, people will text me every once in a while, be like, "Yo, can you help me with this TypeScript type?" Right? That's like my TypeScript history, right? Like we still use TypeScript on our backend too, but so it's like, "Yo, what the fuck is going on with this type? Can you help me?" And then when people text me about Reason, it's like, dude, I can't believe that it took me this long to actually try it. It's fucking game changing. One of my buddies who just left the office has been super skeptical last like 6 months. I literally wish he was here to tell you. Tried Reason, rewrote his entire product in Reason. He's like, I can't believe that I went this long without trying it. Makes refactoring easier. Literally no bugs. You'll still have Cypress tests or whatever.
Bugs happen. I shouldn't say there's no bugs. You catch your bugs in development. They don't ship to production.
Yeah. You catch your bugs in development. Like obviously you'll have like business bugs, right? But like if something compiles in Reason, it works 100% of the time.
Literally happened, dude. I fucking was building this app in Reason for this conference, and I was on a plane where I didn't have like connection to the API or whatever. So I was just writing the shit on a plane and hitting save, right? And it would compile. And as soon as I hit the ground, got to my hotel, got an internet connection, the fucking shit just worked. If it compiles, it fucking works. Like,
which is great.
Yeah,
it's the best thing that ever happened.
And now the story around there's a growing. It's the community is like getting more mature, right? There's a lot more types for popular libraries and use cases. There's like a couple component libraries now. It's like definitely picked up from where it was when it came out, like I don't know, 3-4 years ago, whatever it was.
Yeah.
No, it's super compelling. Now what I have to ask is how much more productive are you with Rescript than you think you would be with a fully typed TypeScript? Same thing. Question for you, Ken. Also, than a fully typed TypeScript, like super strict TypeScript.
You are 100% more productive in Reason than you are with TypeScript, and here's why: inferred types.
Inferred types.
You don't actually the only shit in Reason that you actually have to type is object shapes.
Right.
So outside of that, it just infers the types, right? And then there's like type primitives, right? Like what are those fucking things called that you use with the pattern matching?
Variants.
Variants.
Variants,
Yeah. So like, like there's like the variants, and obviously you're gonna do that shit, but like outside of that, right? Like it knows from usage context that an int is an int, so you don't really have to do that.
Yeah.
Which saves oodles of time because TypeScript. I think like I read this like study or I forget where I read it, but it's like some people say like TypeScript you end up usually tends to take around 2.2 was the number times as long as it would take to write something with JavaScript. This is just like lines of code and stuff like that.
So the one piece that I disagree with there is that's initially, right, but if you look at it long term over the course of a code base and you're including any kind of refactor,
it immediately wins.
It immediately wins.
Yeah, TypeScript sucks
kicking around trying to find where everything's broken.
TypeScript is not very fun on day 1 through 5. Day like fucking I don't know 60, 70, day 100, day 300, day 400. TypeScript fucks, and so does Rescript for the same reason.
Reason fucks harder.
Right, exactly.
It does. I mean, our backend is written in TypeScript, but I'll tell you, I must not be fucking the same TypeScript that y'all are, because my shit, like, we go over TypeScript errors. Like, you build the product, right? And then you're like, okay, now let me take another couple of hours to get the types right? Whereas, we have the thing is, like, people always say, like, oh, well, you're not using TypeScript correctly because you've got full type safety, right? Like, but I'm like, well, sure, I could add any and all this crap and make it my own, but then I don't have the type safety that I'm looking for, right?
Yeah.
Whereas in Reason, I think with Reason, it's like day 1 through 12 suck. Day 1 through 12 absolutely suck. And then everything moving forward, you have the full confidence to refactor everything from the individual prop that you have on a single component. Reason will tell you all the places that you have to go through and change that. It will go through the flow of your entire app, and literally any small change that needs to take place for your app to recompile, ahead of time, and you save so much more time.
Even the early days with Reason for me are not that bad. What's bad for me is when I introduce a module that has not been typed yet.
That's the problem. That's my biggest headache with Rescript is does not have to do with the technology. It has to do with the community size, and it has to do with the ecosystem size around like the number of types that are available for modules. Because now I think I was reading that like 60% of NPM has types.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, guys, when you type this shit out, right? Like say you introduce a module, whether it's TypeScript or Reason, when you type it out, and do you fucking type the entire thing out? Or do you just type your fucking use surface
type
out?
The thing I'm using.
Okay, good. Because like I sometimes I'm just like, this is kind of janky, but fucking I don't care. I'm glad that
only if I'm really bored and trying to procrastinate will I finish.
Like I'm gonna like push the fucking types up and maintain.
But I will say this. I will try usually to. I'm trying to think about this as I say this. I will what the function that I'm using it for. There's only 2 ways I type something. I either go like declare module any basically and just like I don't give a fuck. It's party mode. That's a very valid thing that I do a lot sometimes. Or I will do like the one method that I'm using, and I will fully type that out to the fullest extent possible. Or I type, and then like very rarely do I end up typing the entire module. Like I probably won't do that. I probably have done that like only like a handful of times. Like I think I added.
You know when I've done that? When I fucking wrote the module.
Right. No, but you know what I added types for like that? I added types for React Native Web. Like I actually wrote all of the types.
Man, that's brutal.
It was not fun.
So, Peter, tell me a little bit about Rescript. I want to know like what's different from Bucket. Is Bob in on this? Is this?
Yeah,
I can do React now too. Like if they just embrace the fact it's React.
React's in it too.
Yeah, I mean,
what is Rescript? Break this down for me.
Rescript, you can consider just a little bit of a reshuffling, right? It's like the Reason, Bucklescript, React sort of ecosystem under one roof, right? With like one success path. If you were learning Reason back when you were learning it, you'd go to reasonml.org, right? Or the GitHub page, and then it'd be like, okay, there would be like some native shit in there, and then it'd be like, okay, then there's this Bucklescript section. Like, what the fuck is Bucklescript, right? And you'd look into that, and then it'd be like, okay, Now there's this third GitHub page, which is like Reason React, right? Like Rescript is just basically putting everything under one roof. Like one success path. You go to one website, rescriptlang.org, and you learn how to get your stuff running. Rescript does have a bit of a syntax change from like what you're used to, Ken, and that's
Really?
yeah. It makes it way more JavaScripty, right? Like the goal now.
What the fuck is this different from like baseline Reason as well?
Not really. Like you can
migrate from buckle script Reason.
Yeah, so you can use both .re and .re.
Kind of dope that like it just lets you do that. All right.
Yeah, go to difference from old Reason.
Yeah, some things are a little different, but like the success path stuff is all what you want, right? Like, anyway, take a look. I don't know how blurry this
Oh,
is.
wow.
Like array syntax, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, you just write lists now instead of like regular. Okay. This is way more JavaScripty.
It's way more JavaScripty, and it makes life so much.
Oh my God, JST isn't there anymore.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the thing that Rescript is missing is like the community, right? Like, I do think that if folks gave Rescript a shot, they would have a hard time going back to anything else.
But if I wrote regular Reason, would this still be the case? Like where fucking like lists are done like that?
Yeah, well, so for example, there are tons of companies that like didn't want to go through the conversion or upgrade process to switch everything over to Rescript, right? So, but Rescript, or BuckleScript, whatever you want, the old Reason, the new Reason, supports both the stuff that you're used to writing, and if you want to create like a new file called .res, right, it would support the new stuff by default too.
You just said that there's no semicolons, and I see semicolons.
No, I'm doing Rescript raw though. That's
okay.
Like this is okay. So this brings up another thing I want to talk about, which is like, is this leaky? That's my like thing. Like, so
only as leaky as it would be a fucking. That's like your determination,
right? No, I feel that, but my point is about more like, okay, so it spits out beautiful JavaScript, which is cool, right? Like that's pretty damn.
Look at that. That's pretty damn sick, isn't it?
Dude, the paren drop is blowing my fucking mind right now.
Yeah.
So that's pretty tight. What I think is, a little bit, let's see what I put in the playground. So like this is a React component. That's cool.
Yeah.
And look at that beautiful JavaScript.
Yeah. Skips the JSX step too. Did you notice it just goes to React.create element for everything? And now we've got the new JSX support for Reason React is, like we literally have it in beta right now. So, like Reason is developed at Facebook. Rescript is developed at Facebook. So all the stuff that React 17 supports, Reason supports.
So Belt is still very much a thing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Belt is still a thing, but it's all under, like, if you're coming from the JavaScript world, you want to be using Rescript, and you want to be reading that documentation because it makes your life so much easier.
Do you ever write native Reason?
No.
It's pretty fucking sweet.
They wrote. Isn't Flow written in Reason?
I think so, or just OCaml.
Straight up OCaml.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, got it.
Do you ever find yourself going to the OCaml docs?
Hard to read, if I recall.
Yeah, no, I just go to Rescript Lang. Like, listen, I'm not some just for the world, I'm not some like OCaml functional programming developer. I was literally a JavaScript person who discovered Reason and now Rescript, and it's just been life changing.
Whatever you use fold left.
No, I don't fuck with any of the super functional programming things myself. Like I just write like React the way that I would write it in JavaScript, except it's like super type safe and fast.
When I was when I built that native app in like native OCaml, I got like super into that, and it was just like going like I was leaning heavily on the OCaml docs.
Yeah,
and it was a lovely experience to do the things. Like I fucking hate JavaScript, and when I started to write Reason and I started to write it like JavaScriptily, and then I was like, wait, hold up, I'm gonna write this OCaml-y.
Yeah,
and it was a lovely opportunity to use shit like pipes. Do you use pipes with any regularity?
Yeah, we use fast pipes
outside of to string.
Oh yeah, for sure. So the Draftbit team is all Reason, right? people there are much smarter than I am, and they do some like cool ass shit.
They're piping their fucking face off.
They're piping things, but it makes total sense. Like we follow like domain driven design, right? So like we could switch out React if we wanted to, literally overnight, and have everything still working as intended. Like they've done such a good job of just managing the complexity, isolating it, and then piping this shit through. Like it's next level.
So wait, are you a fucking suit now, or you still got your dick in the paint?
Yeah, man. I'm turning. I could talk to you all.
I think he's a suit, to be honest. It's got a lot of suit vibes coming off.
The glasses is what it meant. Yeah.
What is it? Both see me wear these glasses in person.
I wear glasses, Kat. You can't it's not a.
Yeah, but no, you have like fucking designer glasses. You're like
Right.
a designer, Jared. You have like clear frames.
Right.
Dude, these are
They're
fucking
transparent. They're translucent.
Yeah, translucent. Come on, I'm halfway there. Give me some credit.
Dude, my frames are so fucking clear, you can't even tell that I have them on right now.
Oh, Kenny. All right. Yeah, dude. I think the okay. All right. New topic for a second. Let's talk about Svelte. Dude,
Okay.
Svelte actually it's pretty good. I'm curious to hear your
Real good.
It's real good. It's really, really good. It solves a lot of problems I know that you're all React Native, so there's no native story for
Yeah.
but, you have a web app. You have a web app, so you sure as fuck probably deal with both worlds.
Didn't somebody make a native thing?
Somebody made a native Svelte. That's cool.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah,
so.
super cool. I've never used Svelte. My world goes from programming to team building and culture.
Speaking of which, what was it? You so it's what Draftbit's a YC back company. Tell us a little bit about YC and what it was like to go through YC.
YC is cool, but it's what you make of it, right? So people think it's like going to Disney World and all this shit. And there's so much celebration to happen, but it's not the case. You show up on day one, Sam Altman tells you don't celebrate, just go home and work, right? Last day of YC, it's see everyone in this room, see all these fucking other founders. 80% of you will be, startups will die by, a year. And that's exactly what happened, right? And then the last few sort of survive and make the most of it. You move out there. We lived in a Silicon Valley TV show style house. We had our desks in the living room. We had a fucking pool in the back. I was hanging out with Evan and Charlie on a regular basis. We were just doing our thing. It was fucking sick. But it wasn't some sort of magical endeavor. It was just basically waking up, rolling out of bed, working, and falling asleep. So take of it what you will. I got to drive the creator of Gmail's car, Paul Buchheit. He gave me a ride, he gave me the keys to his Fisker combo, which was pretty fucking sick. So
That is fucking sick.
That's pretty cool.
yeah, I always try to finagle my way into some.
So I know we're live and I can't help myself, but when you're out there, right? I know you're working day and night, but did you you get your fuck on or what?
Yeah,
Is
absolutely.
it-
It's
do you drink and shit and fuck?
Ken.
I'm just saying, are you working 24 hours a day, or can you do the thing?
There you go, Ken. That's how you introduce that question. There's no need for the other intro.
No, absolutely. If you were asking me if we did some team building exercises outside of work, we absolutely did. So it was a lot of fun. We lived, we lived with each other. It was
That's what I'm saying. If I lived with a bunch of programmers that I was friends with, you know, and I feel like it would be a real shame if all we did was work.
No, we definitely know. I don't know. You guys can tell me. You know me as well as you do. I like to not just survive. I like to thrive, right? So there's always an opportunity to do some cool shit, and we took advantage of it.
You're a pretty fucking straight laced dude. You
You definitely go to sleep early before I will say this. You definitely go to sleep well before at your bedtime before your conference talks.
You pussy out from drinking in Chicago. You say you have work tomorrow, and you're the fucking founder.
Dude, I know, right?
It's not like you're gonna get fired. You legitimately, you're all right, I've had 3 beers, it's time to go.
I'm not a big drinker. Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I'm not a big drinker for sure. Take of what you will of that, but I'll go ham every once in a while. But for whatever reason, why am I not a big drinker? It's because my hangovers are fucking.
I can attest to this. Peter and I were in Poland, and I actually believe Peter was a zombie in the morning. He was not a human being. He had not
been
recovered.
there, boys. Been there.
It was quite the scene.
Did you know that I was actually fucking destroyed this morning?
Why?
And so I have this neighbor who's awesome, right? He's like a sales guy for like a tech company, and you know, we were very friendly. We drink all the time. So I fucking get this. I was talking to him about something, and I'm like, "Hey, you want to drink whiskey later? Let me know." So he like sends me a picture. He's like, of like a fucking chair with like a whiskey bottle and a glass next to it. He's like, shall we? And I'm like, yeah. I told my wife, I'm like, babe, I'll fucking go over there just for a little bit. Dude, I get fucking destroyed. This is the drunkest I've been in a long time. Like, and you know how drunk I get. Like,
That's impressive. But then
yeah,
also,
it was very. Dude, I came home. I was like almost like throwing up. Like fucking. Dude,
wow,
I
Ken Wheeler throwing up. That is
I'm telling you, I was fucking drunk, and then I passed out on the downstairs couch. Not even I passed out in the, you know, do you know like the, not like the room where you watch TV, but you know the room where like the Italian mother puts like fucking plastic over the furniture room. I fell asleep on that couch.
Wow.
Yeah, and it turns out that's the most comfortable couch in the entire house.
To be honest, at that point, every couch is the most comfortable couch.
Yeah, I kind of had to force the booze today because, you know, I was fucking like,
Oh, dude. I don't miss those days. Believe it or not, Peter was a different person years ago.
Yeah, you were a rowdy boy back then.
I must have a spotted liver or something because this shit gets to me way faster than it used to before.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, me too. I'm just a fucking degenerate.
Well, when this pandemic is over, we will all have to get together again and you know, damage our livers. But
yeah, so for all the folks listening, right? Not recently because of, you know, obvious reasons, but I work in Chicago at least 1 week a month, and Peter lives in Chicago, so me and this boy have been on some escapades. Nothing too crazy, but a healthy amount of chilling that I miss very deeply, Peter.
I do too, man. I was even gonna say, like, Jared and I in Poland, like I fucking miss conferences.
We were talking about this last week. It's really annoying that they don't exist anymore.
It was like I was like actually going through pictures. I think I texted you, Ken. You know, like I was just like kind of going through. I was like, man, like we would just fucking go, like we were in Poland, you know, Vienna, London, Spain, right? Like each of us have all gone to different places across the world, just like spoken tech, and I totally miss that. You know,
you remember sitting there and being like, I gotta give this talk, right?
Yeah.
And like, fuck that, dude. Like, you can, like, what I would give right now to go to some fucking place, talk for 30 minutes, and then spend the next 3 days shit faced and fucking eating the local shit, partying with my boys. Like, I miss that shit so much.
Oh yeah, it's the good times. I mean, yeah, it was you know, I hope it comes back. I hope the conference thing comes back. I really do.
Dude, really if these should stay fucking online, nah.
I mean, it's possible they do. It'd be unfortunate if they do, because this be like a lost. Like we'll look back and like that was like the Mad Men days of conferences.
They can make a movie about what happened there.
I remember just like, you know, because after a while, like, spoiler alert for anybody that has booking at conferences, like after a while, like you get the hang of it, right? So you could like literally whip up a really great talk. You know what I mean? You can go up on stage and fucking talk for 30 minutes and have the crowd like laughing, super engaged, super captivated, right? Like you pace around, you practice for a little bit, but then you're done. And then you're like walking on the streets of fucking London with like
your boys.
Yeah, with your boys
and girls, you know, but I mean, you know, boys inclusively.
And girls that like live in different places, you know, like
it's just fun. I have like friends from all over the world that you just see at these conferences.
Yes.
Like genuine friends from like the totally global friends that I, you know, would not have. And then also you see them, I actually would see some of them that would live in like Europe more than I'd see my friends that lived in Manhattan.
Yeah.
It's true.
Like, okay, we're seeing each other at like this conference and that conference, this conference, and like spending meaningful time together. It was great. The other thing too is that although for us on the podcast here, Ken and I really would never give the same talk more than once
ever.
Yeah,
I think it's that, and so, but you could, and there were people that did, and they really enjoyed themselves. Like the people who were like the paid DevRels, like that gave the same fucking talk every
here's how to use AWS
time. Yeah, great ass time because they just had that they practiced. They're so well practiced, so like easy, and then they just like did it, and then they just chilled the rest of the time, right?
Like they had the same talk. Like do you remember Max Stoiber's styled components talk?
Yeah, did that like 17 times.
Yeah, no, he would tweak it and shit, but I mean, it was like the same talk, and I would always be so envious. I'd be like, "Oh man, this fucking guy is chilling. I'm sitting there like fucking
Ken and I, like,
last minute pulling together this demo."
Always, like, I'd be like, why the fuck did I decide to apply with a new talk? Like, why the fuck did I do this to myself? You know, because you're like freaking out. Where all these other people are like, yeah, like this is the 30th time I'm giving this talk. You know
what else though? You know, think about this. If it doesn't come back, like I don't know if you guys saw Next.js Conf, but it was all recorded, right? So like the whole live coding demo thing might just be a thing of the past.
Yeah, I think so too, for sure.
It never comes back, right? Like that is a lost art that like won't.
Yeah.
Do you remember the excitement? Do you remember at React Europe when Vincent released that fucking that thing? It was like the React Native thing.
The React Native Web, React DOM, React Native.
React Native DOM. Do you remember when he released that? The fucking electricity, the absolute penis fiber in the air when that took place. Like that was like it was a special.
It was pretty great. Look, the big release. I think that's the other thing that we've sort of lost here. So like I think we've lost a lot of the conference-driven development, and like say what you will about whether that was a good thing or bad thing, but it just seems like less stuff is coming out. Like I'm not seeing as many like announcing blank tweets. I mean, you see that, like,
no, there's no innovation whatsoever.
Yeah,
things have sort of. I mean, we'll go. This is a different topic, but like, I mean, most of JavaScript has stalled since 2018.
Does it make you sad? It makes me sad.
Yeah, I think we've seen this JavaScript thing just gotten a lot more mature, and like React's gotten more mature, and React has gotten more mature, and we'll see what happens.
I'm glad I gave talks on suspense fucking like 4 years ago.
Well, yeah, there's that. Like, that's embarrassing, right? Like,
just wait, this shit's gonna be out soon. We're gonna have
fun.
Wait,
there's more, right? But it's like when it's like been 2 years, and Ken has a kid that is now talking that was born like after suspense it was announced. So it's like ridiculous. Like suspense, if it was a child, would be verbal.
It's true.
For sure. I mean, there's also reasons why, right? Like I think there's like the React team, right? There's all of Facebook, and then there's like the rest of the world, So I can see why, I got to give them some credit for trying to make it work for the rest of the world, because I think what folks forget is like there's a way that Facebook uses React internally, which is
very different
than what mainstream React might look like, right? So take that as you will, but that does make it harder for their team to like really like get every sort of like case covered.
Yeah, no, I feel that, and so like but it's also, how old is React now?
12 years old. 10 years old? Yeah. 2008, 2010.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, let's do some picks and wrap this little episode up. Every week we take our favorite things and discuss them and give them shout outs. I guess we always start with Ken, so why don't we just continue the streak? Ken?
No, you guys got to go first. Okay.
Fair enough. I'll go first. First off, Restream. We're using it right now to produce this show, and it's awesome. It's really an amazing product. Gotta say, 10 out of 10 over Zoom. Like I would say it is demonstrably better than Zoom for what we're doing right now. So yeah, shout out to Restream. And then to be fair, that's my only pick right now. Actually, I didn't really.
That's fair. I'm gonna hop in with some unconventional picks.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, my first pick right now, I don't even know what the second pick is yet, but I know what the first pick is, and it is the Herman Miller Aeron, and I'll tell you why.
I'm sitting on one right now.
Yeah, and you don't need to buy. You don't need to buy it new.
No, buy it
used. The Herman Miller Aeron is the most repairable chair in the history of the fucking universe. If somebody's Aeron will break, and if they're a fucking dumbass, they'll go and try and sell it on Craigslist to recoup their investment.
$100.
But if you're a smart man, you will go and fucking buy that shit and then fix whatever the fuck is wrong with it. I was sitting here the other day. I don't know what the fuck I was doing, but the arm snapped off the left hand side, right? And one of the bolts.
Ken, what were you like? How hard were you jerking off?
That's the funniest
What
thing.
were
I
you
wasn't
watching?
even jerking off. And I jerk off. I
That is
jerk off
aggressive.
furiously in this chair, and fucking that wasn't it. No, I was just like I was literally just getting up and like put like weight on it the wrong way, and it fucking broke. Like I think it hadn't been like. Have you ever had the thing where the arm doesn't like stay up?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That'll happen to me in the air-on chair. That happens.
Yeah, that's like a precursor to the shit snapping off.
Oh shit! Then I'm gonna deal with that soon.
Yeah,
My
so
dad thing snap like the one of it's
yeah, the
actually
back piece.
the back piece. My dad had like one of the like I don't know which one he has. He's got like the V one or whatever.
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah,
when you pull it out the box, it like kind of just like clicks in with the plastic, and that's like one of them just like immediately snapped, like one of the little like.
But the thing is, you can get parts for all of this. Like I had my little back pad snap. I got a new one. I had the arm snap. I got a new one. Fucking no matter what's wrong with this chair,
it's so popular that you just have parts.
There are parts available. So I'm gonna have this chair probably for the rest of my life. Like
Well, realistically, like, will it be the same chair though after you've replaced all the parts?
Wow,
all right, we're getting philosophical.
That's pretty deep, man.
Yeah. I want to get to my picks now. It's that
X sort of thing.
Oh, my second pick is gold chains. I just got a new gold chain, and I feel pretty good.
Why do you wear jewelry right now during the pandemic?
Why?
No one can see it. It's just personal.
It's for me.
Like
it's for
you
me.
would just personally
if you
enjoy
haven't
it.
seen me shirtless with a gold chain on, then you haven't.
Well, no,
I resonate with that.
You flat out have not been aroused in life.
Yeah, I do shit for myself. I'm putting on fucking cologne and walking into an office with nobody in it.
Yeah, I put on cologne as well.
It's like pretty dark.
Nah, man, it's just life. Trying to get back to a schedule, routines.
We're just trying to hold on to any semblance of normalcy.
I put on, like, regular. I've done this before. But like I put on like regular pants and a real shirt to go work every day because otherwise it does not feel like work.
Yeah.
I put on regular pants, and those motherfuckers were tight, boy.
Yes.
All right,
well,
Peter, what are your picks, man?
Yeah, so I got one pick for starters. I guess I'll give a shout out to Tailwind since I guess I'm stealing his spot.
No, he's stealing a spot. He really,
All right, then fuck Tailwind. But
I love Tailwind, by the way. Both Ken and I use Tailwind every day.
Tailwind fucks with the fury of 1,000 sea lions.
Oh my god, it's the best thing in the world.
If you want to know how advanced the Reese-driven Reason world is, like we've been using Tailwind, like the Reason community has been using Tailwind since the very beginning. Draftbit uses a lot of Tailwind, like both our design systems are Tailwind based. It's fucking sick. Tailwind UI is cool. But my other pick is Linear. Linear.app is a task management tool.
Jory's company, yeah.
Yeah.
Podcast.
Jory's the fucking man. We actually caught up not too long ago. We love Linear at Draftbit. Like we have created like a lot of different flows. So for example, you create a ticket, GitHub automatically picks up on it. Once you merge it in, it updates the ticket status. It reassigns it back to the person who created the ticket so they can test. And it's like we have all these super nice flows that prevent us from like doing like really crappy things and just like allow us to be successful. Love Linear. I would really encourage you to check it out. Use it at your company or personally or whatever, but it's a really great tool.
Nice. Sick. Yeah, I have to actually. I haven't tried it. Have you tried Linear, Ken?
No. We use the Atlassian suite at work.
Oh God, fuck. You know what I just tried? So Sunil and I are working on a project, a super secret project.
I hate you.
Together. And well, you're welcome to join the company, Ken.
Well,
but
I will when I get access, motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, we give you access to the new thing. So, anyways, Sunil hooked us up with a Facebook Workplace.
Really? Is it dope?
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
Really?
It doesn't have. I thought it would have more shit to it, honestly. So what's interesting, just to take 2 seconds on this, what's interesting about Facebook Workplace is it's more of a Slack replacement than anything else, I guess.
A Jira replacement or anything?
Yeah, it doesn't do tasks because they like use like other things like Asana or Facebook like differently.
Yeah.
And it does, but it has Messenger like built in. It's like better version. It has syntax highlight. It doesn't have It has like code. It has a code block. You can like write code. It doesn't have. I think
Messenger does too, but it's secret.
Internal, Keneal said the internal version of it had like syntax highlighting and shit, but like the one we use doesn't. Basically, you have a bunch of groups and like regular Facebook profiles, and you post to the groups, and there's just a bunch of Facebook groups, and then you like comment, and so like, and it's just Facebook after that. It's just like a feed, and I find it kind of nice because it's like you can like have ideas that just like have an ending. It's not just like one stream of bullshit like Slack is.
Yeah.
And so like this idea is like encapsulated, or this like moment in time is like well encapsulated and very searchable because it's like Facebook search was like actually like pretty fucking good in a post instead of like a thread in Slack. And like Slack search is like meow.
So it's like Facebook, like somebody posting a status update.
Yeah, it looks like status. So I thought it would be whack, and I'd be like, why? This is useless. But it's not. It's kind of nice to just be able to like go back. And then you also just have like a great messenger and like Messenger.
Do you get emoji and GIFs?
I don't know. I haven't tried it. Like we just like basically, I've been just kind of like jamming back and forth on ideas and stuff, but it's like pretty good for that, which is surprising. It seems it's actually like Twitter, but like you actually have the replies in like one nice place. It's kind of interesting. Anyways,
Twitter sucks.
I gotta
delete my Twitter. I've been thinking about deleting Twitter.
No, we have to. You do the exact opposite. You have to come back to Twitter in like full force.
I've been off the game. Like y'all, we had the same sort of like following back when we began, and I'm like a peasant here with 4,000 followers still. But I don't know if you all noticed, but I did delete my Instagram.
Why?
The one with the flowers?
No, Peter's Plants is still alive and well, but I deleted my personal one.
Why?
With it. Too much of a distraction. I couldn't fuck with it anymore. So, like, dude, I'm telling you, I'm so much happier. Like, I got away from, like, I didn't delete my Twitter, but, like, I'm not, like, tweeting as often. I'm not, like, scrolling through shit. Like,
you're sitting here savoring the
I'm going through, like, this, like, zen-like phase of my life where I'm, like, if Draftbit dies, like, I'll be fucking happy. You know, like,
you're masturbating to memories solely.
Yeah, literally memories only.
Wow.
More output.
Not even a hidden album, just straight from the dome.
I'm telling you, life has gotten so much better.
And you feel better about this.
I'm telling you, like, if there's anything I can share is like the less time I spend on my phone and on like Twitter and shit, like the happier I am. And I'm telling you, you know, like your morning routine is like fucking check Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, yada. Like that's gone. That's fucking gone.
You guys, the saddest part of my life lately.
TikTok, I tried to learn how to shuffle, hurt my ankle. I'm over it. You know, like I'm.
You tried to shuffle? That's fucking hilarious. I would pay so much money to see that shuffle.
Dude, I was actually pretty fucking good. I mean, I lost it.
Like that girl that does the shuffle dance.
I mean, I'm not doing like crazy ass shuffles. I'm doing like the Running Man and stuff. You know, I'm 30 years old. You know.
Wow. so Peter, the saddest moment in the current time that I've experienced is when Pornhub asked if I was a robot.
No. No.
It's like verify that you're human. I'm like, wow, I just fucking went to the pros, huh?
Wow. Hold on. Speaking of which, before we get too far, speaking of Pornhub, I have another pick for you guys. I'm sorry. Yeah. I have another pick for you guys. You should check it out. Speaking of Pornhub, nextdns.io. If you haven't checked it out,
NextDNS. Why NextDNS? What is
NextDNS is kind of like Cloudflare DNS on steroids. It's got the whole like VPN.
Oh wow.
Ad blocker built.
You block yourself out of porno, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I got the parental control set up for porn, gambling, social.
Wow. You know, what kind of gambling do you do, Peter?
I'm not gambling anymore.
What kind of gambling were you doing?
Oh man, I mean, going to Vegas and playing poker or like
a poker guy.
You know what? I don't know if any of you guys know this, but fun fact about me: last time I was in Vegas for my birthday, I got a jacket from the casino for rolling 40 straight rolls playing craps.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, I got a jacket that says sharpshooter from the casino, and I got my name on the board. I rolled 40 dice.
That's got to be top 10 moment of your life. Like, that's fucking sweet. Like,
Yeah, it was pretty fucking sick. I made a lot of people a lot of money. So,
Peter, you gotta come to Atlantic City with me, man.
yeah, I mean, it goes.
Gambling is wrong. We don't condone gambling. Also, like, the fact that you have this DNS set up is hilarious on your own thing.
I really should set that up.
I'm telling you, across just say you don't even want to block porn, that's fine. But like everything else it does for you, like for like the parental controls are pretty sick. It's got like recreation time. Like so, for example, with Home Assistant, like my home automation stuff, I have this set up so like at 10 p.m. it blocks Twitter, Reddit, Facebook, so I'm not like fucking scrolling before bed. Like it's just blocked. And then it unlocks.
You are taking control of your life over here.
Yeah, but like, dude, like, why? Like,
How
I
does
would
it
do
feel?
that
because I'm happier. I do it because I'm fucking happy. You know what I mean? Like I'm not like waking up, taking a shit, and like scrolling through dumb shit that doesn't matter. You know what I mean? I'm like,
Lord knows I am.
Well, like, what do you do at night then? You like read books?
Yeah, I fucking read. It's actually pretty sick. Or just go to sleep. I literally lay in bed and fall asleep. It's insane, right?
You're a psychopath. That's crazy.
I'm telling you, man.
Or on Netflix. Like I just finished watching.
Dude, I finished Netflix. Oh! Second pick. I don't like anime. I'm not like an anime guy. Like I don't fucking fuck with that at all. There is a anime that was suggested on Netflix that I started watching called Blood of Zeus. And like, I was like,
he's an anime guy.
I'm not an anime guy. I don't give a. I've literally never watched any anime in my entire life.
Did you get a body pillow yet?
right. Like, what's this? Like, what's his face? Oh yes. Okay. So, but no, real talk though. This anime, and I don't like anime. Like, it's not a thing I fucking follow. Blood of Zeus is like fucking badass.
Really?
It takes a little bit. It's like it's kind of ridiculous. But the whole thing is it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous like series. Anyways,
Peter, you haven't mentioned my facial hair growth.
Yeah, Ken, you have a little. First of all,
I
what's interesting, Ken, is how slow it's growing.
I keep trimming it.
Are you
everything even?
Okay.
I keep trimming it to keep everything even. We're on the long phase now.
It's a very Zorro kind of.
It grows like a musketeer.
Yeah, very musketeer-like.
It grows in like a chin strap. It's like I'm a fucking genetic douchebag.
I shaved this morning.
You got the Alex Jones vibe going
this morning, and this is the dirty stash that
you're left with.
Yes. No, I'm kidding.
I've been going clean shaving.
Not fair. You're Mediterranean. You're fucking good.
Clean shaven through quarantine is like that's a different level. Like why?
Because I'm fucking trying to get my shit together. Y'all are on your fucking, like
we're out here with sweatpants and beards, beating off and drinking. This guy's going to bed with a cup of tea at 10 p.m.
I know.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like it's actually pretty sick.
I bet.
All right. Well, Peter, thanks for coming on. Thanks for being flexible and fuck Tailwind. We'll get Adam back on the podcast. But dude, tell the world how people can follow you.
So twitter.com/PeterPME, GitHub, everything is PeterPME. Super easy to remember. Personal website is peterp.me, but check out my Twitter. I tweet dumb shit when I do. Otherwise, you can't follow me on Instagram anymore. But PeterPME, check me out. Thank you so much for having me on the show. I've been waiting for this moment, waiting for that text message. Yo, Peter, come on the show. It's been like a year and a half in the making. So happy that it finally happened.
All right, folks. Well, thanks again. This has been another episode of the Undefined podcast. Follow us on Twitter at @theundefined.io and check us out on undefined.fm when we find time to post the actual video as a podcast. But anyways, for the Undefined podcast, I'm Jared Palmer.
I'm Ken Wheeler. Fuck you guys.
Peace. We'll see you next week.